Okay, was Rochester Adèle's father or not? Welcome back to Bio Book Club, where your friendly biology teacher breaks down the science hidden inside some of your favorite books. Unfortunately for Jane Eyre and her companions, paternity testing was not a thing in the early 1800s. In fact, the book by Charlotte Bronte was published in 1847, but Gregor Mendel didn't publish his work, which laid the foundation for our modern understanding of genetics, until 1866. This was the one that had the very precise statistical analysis of pea plants, where he figured out how dominant and recessive traits are passed down from generation to generation. But no one in the scientific community really paid him any attention at the time, and it wasn't until 1900 when his work was rediscovered by 3 separate botanists, and they reviewed his old papers, and we came to our actual understanding of the chromosomal basis of inheritance. Now, Mendelian genetics is just a fraction of what we know now about how genes work, and many genes can work together, and epigenetics, but Charlotte Bronte didn't know any of that. And by extension, Edward Rochester knew none of this. So we can maybe give him a pass for saying this about whether Adèle is his biological daughter. I see no proofs of such grim paternity written in her countenance. Pilot, the dog, is more like me than she. Not true. I acknowledge no natural claim on Adèle's part to be supported by me, nor do I now acknowledge any, for I am not her father. Harsh. Prior to Mendel's discovery, people believed inheritance was mostly based on a blending of traits. So Rochester thinks because Adèle looks and acts so differently from him that she cannot be his daughter. But Rochester's eyes are described as dark and Adèle's are described as hazel, which means, looking at eye color alone, he could still be her father. Now, eye color, contrary to popular belief, is actually determined by many different genes put together, not just one. And it's entirely possible that someone with dark eyes like Rochester passed along some recessive genes that would pop up in Adèle. But whether Adèle is his biological daughter or not, it doesn't really matter to Jane, and it's left ambiguous for a reason. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to Last Sitter's Lab for more.